Hey, the response to the midday video was pretty overwhelming, so positive wise. So I'm going to keep doing them. So you probably want to subscribe to the channel if you also subscribe to the newsletter, just to kind of get a sense and follow along on what's going on. Because I'm going to start giving periodic updates. I think it's a better format than 280 characters. I think there's a little more value to it. So let's just get into it. We're going to review the indexes and some of the stocks that moved today. And I'll keep it short. So here we are, and we can see what's happened so far today. We opened right at the 21-day on the Qs. We ran through the 8 up to the 5, right in the resistance, and literally, I believe we are within 30 cents of our resistance level, and we bounce off. I mean, it's pretty textbook stuff. The important takeaway is so far we did not break. So we did not break down here. And I think that's really important to note. We didn't have follow through. We had uncertainty because of what's going on. I believe it's due to January 6th, and there's some uncertainty there on what really is going to transpire. But it's immaterial, and it's not going to change the underlying fundamentals of the market. So it's just a reason for people to sell. So, but nothing broke here. We had no follow through whatsoever. So I really don't see a reason to get overly worried here. So let's take a look at the spiders. And here we are on the SPY, and we can take a look at this a little bit longer term. So here you went directly to support, right? Tested, bounced off, boomeranged off of it, which really tells us that this is support. And when this breaks, we have an issue. So you can say here, 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 here. I mean, it's clear as day that that's support. So we rallied right to this, right to that line by 9 cents. And we've rejected so far. Doesn't mean that we'll reject for the rest of the day. So we're going to watch this level. A break above this could see some buying pressure, but I don't expect that anytime soon. I expect this move to continue to be muted until a couple external things work themselves out, and then the big money will probably come back in the market. So here we are. Okay, we have a falling wedge on the IWM. So you see where our high is, right? Here's the bottom. I don't like the lower lows, but falling wedges are bullish. So what we want to see is we want to see a break right above here. And that'd be our first buy sign. I might want to see the close of that and make sure it's not because on falling wedges, you get a lot of failed breakouts. So I'd like to make sure of that. And then what we might do is initiate here, or we might wait until this happens. So we're going to have to see how it happens, but the first key levels to look at are, let's clear this other moving average, which is the 8-day. Let's get above this falling wedge, and then we can talk about this. So, and let's just review this real quick. So this is our TNA trade, and you know, I find this fascinating, and I keep getting questions about it. Yeah, I look at the close. I do look at where it goes, but I do look at the close. So one of the things that I stated was consider your stop if we close up below this, because you had this bar as well. Now, here's what I would say is, even if you didn't do that and you just sold, it's okay. And the reason for that is this is a 3x ETF, right? So 3x ETFs, the amount of depreciation that they have per day against the index is staggering. So they need the index to go up just to keep going. It's almost like a shark. It has to swim. If it's not swimming, it's going to die. So that's what's going on here. So if you're out of this, it's okay. You know, you might look for the falling wedge to break, to try to play to here to see if that breaks. Risk versus reward, it's not worth it to me. You know, just hang out. Let's see what happens. We bought it in the 40s, and if we're out here of the whole position, so what? FNGU, we obviously sold down with the market, closing above this line, to levels not seen for 3 days, right? So I see no reason to do anything here. I think you're in good shape. And I'm only going to review a couple of the ones that we've been talking about to keep this short. And you're welcome to message me if you have other stocks you have questions about. So I hit up this morning because I could see this happening. So I mentioned this before. This is called a screw bar. And that's not what I want. Still trying to get used to TrendSpider, bear with me. So this is called the screw bar. And the reason it's called the screw bar is because it screws everybody. So what you have here is this little break, right, above 49. And what do? We gap up. And we gap right to a fib level and the resistance level. What happens next? Boom, we break it. We have huge volume coming in. Look at the volume, the daily volume already. We're way over. It's 3 hours into the market. And we're already taking out new highs. There's simply nothing to do here. If you're in this one, just sit, watch, and wait. You can use shorter time frames if you're in a hurry to get out of it. So, but there's literally nothing to do except sit with this right now. So this is fascinating. And what we've seen is the thesis behind the short sellers is that they're going to realize that they're wrong. The fact that this company came out and pre-announced raised guidance and showed their subscribership well over, on top of the Needham $60 upgrade, leads me to believe we're putting a bottom in. I saw 41% of the shares float short. Someone is telling me my data's dated. I don't believe it is. They're saying I'm not including the lockup expiration. I'm just looking at price and telling you what's happening. So we have ran through our support, bounced and closed below this, okay? And then again, what happens? So you come in today, and you have to think about this because you have to think about where the players are at, right? Because it's really everything to me is price. So think about this. You come in today, you've been short from here, you're a genius. This is where you close, right? And when you're closing here, you're closing right at the 50. So you're sitting there going, I'm golden. I'm going here, I'm going there. What happens? We gap up. And this gap up traps everybody that's in from here to here. They're trapped. Then if you look at this shorter time frame off the open, this is just a 1 minute, right? What do? We come down, right? This is like so textbook. I could do a whole series on this. So you come up, you come down, you take out all these people that were long, and you start gathering the shorts, right? So people go, oh, it's really going to break this time. And they come in, boom. What happens? It reversed. So now all these people below this line that were shorting it are trapped. And you can see the volume spike right there, right? Look at that volume spike in regards to the rest of the day, right? It's the second highest volume spike. And that's what you're saying. Here's the first. So, and we saw how that went. But look at this. This is the most volume on the day, essentially. And it's right here to trap people. And that's what it does. And this is only a 1 minute chart, but I find it effective because you can see how fast, within 3 minutes, we've reversed. We've never looked back. So I think it's important to look at the different time frames. Just during the day, it gives you a sense of really what's going on. So FUTU we did. Let's take a look at XL. I don't have this on the list yet. I am watching this. I am stalking it. I did buy this here. I bought it early. I thought it was going to go. It didn't. And I jumped the gun a little bit on because I bought off an hourly chart. But I sold I lost $2 on to the next trade. What I saw was continued selling, but this is getting interesting again. So here was support, right? And support was right on the, what is it, the 21-day moving average. So there's nothing to do here. We held support, right? We had a little gap open, not much. We've got anemic volume, but we look decent here. I think this holds. And if this starts to hold, you could see a kind of FUBO kind of move where everybody that's short that thinks it's going to 1 panics and starts buying. So here's another one we were talking about. We rallied, gap down, tested here. So you really have to see how this day is going to play out. I mean, nothing's broken here, but we didn't clear this. So let's just see what happens, and we'll go from there. Put this one as a buy yesterday, FCX, and I don't really see sense in doing anything. You know, I think we're fine. I think we're up a little bit on the day, up 2.5%. We're already higher high. Not the worst thing in the world. It's going to be a slow mover, but it's going to move. And I mean, here we go. This is the weekly. So we should head to that 38 level. So that's it. If you have some questions or I didn't cover something that you're interested in, just hit me up and I will try to get to it. All right. See you guys.